Hello, beautiful hearts. My name is Yvonne Wildheart, and in the lead-in to my workshop, A Death of the Maiden, Rites, Passage into Motherhood, which starts at the end of April for 4 weeks course, which is online, I just wanted to shoot some questions out there to you all, and it'd be great to hear some feedback and your thoughts. So the whole idea of this workshop is to, really let go of the maiden. And what my experience and what I've read and researched is that when there's so many adults out there who are still functioning, or their adolescence or their child is still driving their thoughts and emotions and behaviors, so haven't really gone through that initiation process fully to step into fully adult, and when we step into fully adult, we're on our way to become an elder, so an elder is someone who takes full responsibility for their actions and emotions, and they're there for the community as a whole. The individual self is sort of, they're really thinking of the whole greater picture. And so as mothers, as we step through and shed our maiden, we start to step towards that and letting go of, the wounds that we carry, from our childhood. So, the woundings can be really, really sneaky. So in the school of shamanic, the womancraft way, we would call them a sacred wound. So a sacred wound is a wounding or something that happened to you between conception and, childhood, that creates a wounding that, creates an inner voice that's there to protect us. And Bill Plonkton has said in many of his books, he's a psychologist in America, and who talks about when we step into adulthood and heal that sacred wound, we discover the cure becomes the thing that we're here to do. So it becomes the magic that we're here to create. And we're all here to create something. We all have a unique gift to offer. And that gift can only be found out if you let go and work and heal that wounding. And that's when you become fully adult. But until then, we are still carrying our child or adolescent self on our shoulder, who's there trying to protect us. So the loyal soldier. So, for example, the I'm not good enough wound, or, when I first become a mother, or even, even still recently, I'm still, it's a long process, this letting your maiden and working through your wounds, is that, I yell at my child, or, I just get frustrated, and it's like, oh, I'm just a shit mum, and, I'm not good enough, that wound sits on my shoulder. So, the question is, for you, who is in your driver's seat? Who, is it your child or adolescent self saying that you're not good enough, or, you don't have enough, or there's, you're too much, when we see that and work through that, we step into our fully adult selves, and then we can bring our beautiful, deep gifts to the earth. So who is in your driver's seat? Is it your child or adolescent self, or have you worked through that, let our maiden die, and step into fully adult? Such questions, such big questions. So mothering and stepping into that, it's all the cycles. So, the childhood is a whole cycle where we have a birth, we have a peak, and then we have a descent into adolescence. And when we start to bleed, that is the point of transition where we let go and we go through another cycle of birth, peak, and, the death of that adolescent self. And yes, our bodies may be moving through that process and that cycle, but what tends to happen is that bits of ourselves or soul loss happen, and leaving, our parts still back there in that other cycle. So, yeah, that's what happens. And so when we move through, and as an adult and moving through the adolescent phase, are we still, what bits are we still leaving behind in adolescence, and what bits are we still leaving behind in childhood. And to be fully adult, we come in, we show up as full adults, our adult selves, where we have all our bits. So we regained our whole soul and we step into our wholeness. And when we step into our wholeness, we just have this, it's like total magic, and we step into our full creatrix as mothers, especially. You know, mothers are the most, you know, as women, that is our right to be, you know, our birthright, our creative right to create. And, you know, not just babies, but, you know, projects and, you know, craft and, you know, anything, cooking, spell work. That's what we're here to do. And when we can do that, you know, we can manifest so many things. But in order to do that, we need to let go of our maiden, and we need to let go of our child, our inner child, and to make sure she's okay, and to, you know, completely show up as our whole self. Yeah. So, Death of the Maiden, Rites of Passage into Motherhood workshop starting at the end of August. Links are below. Please come along. And if you have any questions, shoot me a line. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any comments or of your experience of moving into motherhood and, you know, what you still carry. Because, you know, I feel like even if we've gone through that cycle, there's always something that shows up again. And I don't know, but I feel that if we work through and we come, you know, if we keep showing up as our full adult self and our full adult self, by the time we go through menopause and become the elder, you know, the world is going to need us by then to be, you know, in 10, maybe 20 years time, to show up as fully, you know, full responsible elders who are here to lead, you know, our world as it goes through and letting go of the wasteland. Such a big times. So from my heart to your heart, I hope that you are well, and, you know, this is the time to look at this stuff and to, you know, to regain lost parts of ourselves so we can go through this next chapter with the earth and ourselves as fully adults, and to take these children who are so desperately needing, you know, fully adults to show up in their wholeness forward into this brand new way of life. I love you. Take care. Bye.